many of you, when you introduced yourself, basically said your name, where you're from, and what you do for work? The majority. Now, think about that. That's like the military code for captured prisoners of war. Name, rank, and serial number. Reveal the least possible amount of information about yourself. So now, take a deep breath, go into yourself, and let yourself think about what's really going on for you now. What's important to you, what brings you happiness right now, what makes you sad, what you're worried about. You know where you are. This is what Beatrice talked about, self-awareness. So take a moment, find that space inside of you, which is a deeper sense of who you are. Okay, so now staying connected to that sense of what you just revealed to yourself about yourself, turn back to that very same person, and in the exact same amount of time, as if you're meeting each other for the first time, introduce yourself to each other. Go ahead. Okay, come back. I know this part is hard to pull yourself away from. Come back. Was that different? Yeah, what a difference a minute and a half can make, depending on how you use it. Now take stock of how you're feeling right now, in distinction to how you felt when you did your name, job, and whatever, name, rank, and serial number. Do you feel more present? Do you feel more grounded? Do you feel more connected to your authenticity? I see a lot of shaking of heads. How about the other person? Do you feel like you know them a little better? Definitely. It's like the difference between closed questions and open questions. If you say to someone who you're working with, can you get that job done? You've limited the response to just a yes or a no. You're going to get the minimal amount of information. But if you ask an open question, how are you planning to get that job done? You open a door and you invite in the possibility of a real interaction as opposed to closing the door with the yes-no. It's exactly the same thing with introductions and every time you present yourself. You can do it in that closed doorway with nice package, neatly wrapped, bow tie that says, this is who I am, and it's a little recording that you have. Or you can take a moment, become present, and reveal yourself. Of course, you keep your boundaries. It's very important to have boundaries so you know how much you feel safe in revealing. But just that added degree of presence and vulnerability really opens a door to interaction. So I hope that you think about this exercise and that you continue with this awareness as you go on the journey. Yes, it involves a lot more risk, but it also presents extraordinary rewards, extraordinary opportunities for you to be much more deeply connected to yourself and much more profoundly to others. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadine. I was thinking here, you know, you're talking about revealing ourselves too. And it is a very interesting process, you know, of revealing and setting boundaries, setting boundaries. Can you share a little more on exactly that?
I'm not like, can you hear me from here? No. Can you hear me now? Yes? Okay.
No, yeah, so what's your experience on this being open, so you're revealing?
Yeah.
And also setting the boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
This, because it is a dance in a way, and can
Absolutely.
you share a little more?
Absolutely.
On exactly that?
So I'd say two things about that. Number one, this ties back to the self-awareness. You need to know what you're comfortable in owning, both the good parts and the darker sides of yourself. You need to feel comfortable in knowing what you own and how much of that you feel safe in sharing with someone else. And you usually, if you stay present, you usually can sense, is this a trustworthy person who I'm with right now? And if so, let me take that risk of opening and revealing this more vulnerable part of myself because the person isn't going to hurt me. But if your sense is, this is a closed, territorial, fiefdom, protecting, he or she is going to use whatever I say against me, then guard yourself. Still stay self-aware of all that knowledge. Bring that authentic, full, whole being of yourself, but only choose to reveal what you feel comfortable with.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is